Oh! Yeah.
Was that
No way! Hey. What up, y'all? It's the Normies. I'm Brown Pat. We got Surge, Spidey, Peter, Runner, Chris, and Marquetta. Hopefully I got it all in order as they're sitting down too. You know, because I'm blind out here. But yeah, we're back here for some more Wire, Season 3, Episode 10, Reformation.
What are you expecting to happen, Pat?
Some Reformation, man.
Reformation.
Oh, Reformation.
No, it's
Reformation.
Reformation or Reformation?
I don't know.
It could be either way.
Yeah, isn't it Reformation?
Tomato.
There's a Reformation.
Potato.
Go listen, I also can't read.
So,
There's gonna be a lot of things that this could correlate to.
Yeah. Previously on Wire, things happened. Running up to do previously. It's your job.
So yeah, man. Last time, we're losing Prez. I think officially. It was really sad to see him in the office saying goodbye to like everything.
Yeah, that was the last shot too.
Yeah, poor
his
Prez.
computers.
Quiet.
McNulty ain't getting no booty anymore.
She turned the light off on him.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I assume something's gonna happen to Hamsterdam now, guys, because Carver called the Sun reporter.
No, Hurt called the Sun.
Hurt, sorry, guys. Hurt called the reporters, and they're coming through. Okay, it's gonna happen. Something he's had it, and if he's had it, that says a lot in my opinion. So that's what, And Bubs, you need to stop doing what you're doing.
I also think we're gonna get that gym up and running.
Y'all ever seen the movie Crash?
Hey, does he keep the money and the drugs? Or like, so you can sell the drugs and make more money?
Just the money.
No, he had to give the drugs back. It would be hella ultra illegal for the cops to just let him keep the drugs to sell later.
In that movie Crash, which was a little bit on the nose, but I enjoyed it altogether. There's a scene where I can't remember their name. Ludacris's character and Lorenz Tate's character are walking around and see Sandra Bullock and Brendan Fraser, and they just walk past her and then she starts holding his arm and she's like, "Do you see that lady? She saw us," and then she held her man's arm. She felt threatened by us, blah blah blah, and they were talking shit about how they were being judged. And then right after that, they jacked their car.
Yeah.
They're like, "All right, let's go do this." So I don't know, it was kind of a funny, ironic scene in that sense. It reminded me of kind of what we were conversating about last discussion. Last discussion was pretty good. Please check it out.
That movie Crash I liked it a lot as a youngster, and then I watched it as an adult and was like, "Oh fuck this movie." Jesus Christ. That movie's like, "Oh, racism is like this." It's not like that movie. Calm the fuck down, Lord. Sorry, I don't like Crash.
I liked it as a kid also, but thinking back on it now, it's like, yeah.
As an adult, it's literally like cartoon racist.
Too much.
So fun fact, when I had my training to be here for a year as an au pair, we were watching that movie as this is America, and I was 25 at that point. Everybody else around me was 18. I was like, okay. Cool movie.
I need to see Crash then.
Why are we gonna watch Disney next?
Yeah, star-studded movie though.
It is actually star-studded. It won an Oscar that year, but it shouldn't have. They only gave it to it because it was this movie's serious.
But that Danny
Hashtag
Newton
woke.
scene and Matt Dillon, whoever the fuck that was good. That was good shit.
Oh my god, I forgot Matt Dillon exists.
Yep, he's drama. All right, anyway. Hey guys, this is not a market substitute. Make sure you support the OG content. Also, feel free to support the Normies over on Patreon. Support Normies on Patreon. You don't catch it. Watch it.
I just got it.
Skits.
Sorry.
Nice. You there. You fucks with it.
Who's that now?
Body?
Yeah, there's another one.
Oh shit!
Brother,
It's the man.
out here.
Oh, he back.
Oh, this guy, Preacher Mouzone or whatever his name is, dope as fuck.
Yeah.
What'd you read? Double XL?
Man.
I love him.
Bro, I want to hang out with him.
I want a Slim Charles action figure.
I know, we do.
Like a Funko Pop?
Yeah.
Charles.
The fuck?
They have the wire Funko Pops. That'd
Do
be
they?
hilarious.
Presbo holding a gun, looking confused.
Oh. Lester's a little dollhouse.
God, why are Funko Pops to be so inappropriate that I kind of want them to be a thing? And them crap kids are playing now.
Gotta be.
Oh, just go back in the store, bro. Go back in the store. No, go back in the store.
My chips! Fuck.
Oh, his
The man dropped his
sandwich.
sandwich. Go back.
My man's sandwich.
Damn, what people are dropping left and right? What the fuck's happening?
Daylight.
What the fuck is y'all on the streets for, man? What y'all know is a fucking war going on, man? The fuck on the truck, man.
She's like a man over
Oh my god.
That was what's his name? Was a girl.
Everything.
Marla,
yeah.
I just want to say, I don't think I like Avon anymore.
Why is that, Pat? Give us your dissertation.
He's messing with money. He needs to understand that you just don't mess with money. When you fuck with people's money, shit fucks up like this.
I miss what was exchanged right there in that last scene. What were they looking at?
The towers used to be there. They haven't been there since the towers got torn down.
But we're still going to be getting up on their phones even as they're coming down.
Yeah, probably so.
This is totally fucked up.
God, he is in love with bro.
I know.
Did he say you like to throw a fuck into her?
Yeah. Trisha.
Is he spitting game?
How should we?
I don't even know.
He hasn't even looked at Daniel.
He's
Like,
bad.
I know.
He
It's
was-
creepy.
He's spitting
I
game.
hate people that do that.
He told me no, this I really like to throw a fuck into her. Oh, God.
Throw a fuck into her.
Throw a fuck. Like Hail Mary pass.
When you call summer war, and pretty soon everybody gonna be running around acting like warriors. And when you at war, you need a fucking enemy. And pretty soon, damn near everybody on every corner is your fucking enemy.
Spit, buddy, spit.
Right?
It shouldn't be entirely on the cops to stop them from doing the drugs and shit. Like, that's a community problem. That's
Damn.
Only the
just got hit with some
tools that
shoes.
need it.
social work issues, you know.
I know about this downtown. I don't think they have a fucking clue about it, but I
That's
love the
bad.
media when you pop the question.
Your boy snitching, Pat.
I know I don't like it. I hate her.
That's, yeah.
Honestly, Amsterdam is such a great idea if they just had more resources to make that actually work.
Bro, Bunny's about to retire too. They're about to get that way.
But it is happening now. An article came out like last week. They are actually trying a Hamsterdam type situation.
These commanders well aware of the situation. You know, while there was some initial concern, but they feel that the cases we're gonna bring in.
Your officers say no one's being locked up in the free zone.
But my troops are only involved in pushing the trafficking to designated areas. I mean, they're completely ignorant of the investigative aspect. That's right out of CID downtown.
Who's the lead detective?
McNulty.
Any other reporter gets on it.
I give it to you, and you run with it right there. Absolutely.
A week.
Bunny knows how to work the press.
I'm looking for the man they sent. From his accent, he's homegrown, raised on the street, late 20s, dark,
Omar?
with a scar across his face.
I almost forgot he shot his ass.
You down with this nigga?
He's just too formal, you know?
I call Dizzle play Brother Mouzone in the skit.
We gotta start thinking about endorsements by black leaders, ministers, community people, elected officials.
Politics is black. Trash.
Splitting the black vote is the only way to make the math work. So Tony Gray's gotta get in the race. He's gotta stay in the race, and he's gotta stay viable in the race. It's not personal, Tommy. It's politics.
Yeah?
Always personal. So what, they're gonna use him?
Sounds like
They're gonna use him to split the vote.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude. Poor guy.
I need to ask if either of you had any indication the press harbored racial prejudices.
He harbored some weird shit, no doubt, but I never got a racial vibe.
Lieutenant, you seriously asking?
You gotta ask.
Right? You know I'm just doing my job, Lester.
You think Wagner gonna get shot if he's white?
Description called for a number one male.
I'm just saying.
Damn, bro.
Nobody knows.
Yo, Butch, I want you to go inside my bank, spread the word, Omar paying cash money to get it them people, you feel me?
Hey, save your money.
Come on now, Butch, I got to do this,
I'm
yo.
saying you ain't gotta pay.
Oh.
Tompkins up on McCullough.
You mean to tell me all this time you had a scope of them clowns and you ain't let loose a mumbling word?
Caught myself looking out for you. Fact of the matter is, your chances of going up against that mob and coming back is as slim as a garter snake.
Country ass shit. No, even in the country.
him and Brother Mouzone about to team up.
I lucky hope so, Pat.
How's it count?
Down bad for the third straight week. Ain't gonna last, Frank.
Look at all the stress, bro.
Right?
Go get a massage.
Kinda on school, ain't they?
That observation meant it's just a casual curbside fuck you. You looking to step up, maybe help out here.
I'm gonna get some kids interested in boxing.
He just mad.
Curbside, fuck you.
I need it. Only thing he know how to do with his fists is wrap it around his cock.
Fuck you, man. Go kick your ass.
They always right, let that happen.
What is y'all hugging?
Stand up, let me show you something.
Oh my god, he's so tall.
See that? I got a gym down on Gilmore and the old tire plant. Y'all all welcome.
Good shit.
Yay, look at them.
I like that Carver's just so instantly hostile. He's just sitting there watching the game getting shitty. Cusses out the first motherfucker that walks up to him.
That woman I was talking about.
A politician woman?
Now listen to the shit she talks about. First time in my life, I feel like a fucking doormat. Like anyone with any smarts would do something else with his life, you know, earn money or get elected.
Bro, if McNulty runs for
breathing
anything.
machine for my fucking dick.
That's out the window.
There we go. You close that down immediately.
You're nothing but a breathing machine for your dick. That's fucked up.
Stupid game.
Y'all don't quit this war, we have a mind to shut you out. The boys don't want to extend the good shit if it's gonna keep you and your peoples out on them corners banging.
Vincent say Marlo willing to talk if he can keep his corners.
Now hear me on this string, we ain't no ingrates.
Come on, Avon, please see this shit through.
But the feeling is, it ain't right for you to be at the head of our table when you can't call off your dub. Call it a crisis of leadership.
That's the quote.
Yep.
Recognize her? It's D's girl, ain't it? Nope.
Holy shit, bro.
Bro.
Oh yeah, remember she set him up.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's how the last person was found that he was involved with their homicide.
Who was she?
In the mouth.
Chick that set him up for Avon.
Damn, hello, Marlo.
Check it out, String.
What is this
She
dunk?
got a kill range of like 50 meters.
Bro, what? You got a hand grenade? What are you, Brick from Anchorman?
Pop Joe and them niggas, man, they took a vote. So even if we win, we lose because we ain't gonna have no product to put in them fucking corners, B. Avon, look at you. Fucking shooting dope without a fucking needle right now, man. Getting high on a power trip, playing fucking soldier.
Get a grenade.
Yeah, you gotta sit back, man, and think about our business. What the fuck you want?
Hey, shadow chick.
God damn it. This Stringer's so shitty.
He even got on like a little army hat.
Well,
Wow.
For real?
Wow.
You know what Slim just told me? Devon come up dead. She was shot one in the mouth, one in each tip. You still want to talk truth, String?
I mean, you sent it out there.
He didn't need to do all that, though.
You're the perfect bait, Lamar. They'll see you as conflicted. Your homophobia is so visceral.
I ain't even stepped inside the joint yet, and you calling me a cocksucker already.
That's not what he...
Not at all what he said.
It's gotta be a three-way and Tony's gonna go this time. Tony's my oldest friend on the council.
Damn.
Couldn't you go talk to him first? Put it on the table. You know, may the best man win.
Truth is,
he is the best.
You can't win alone against Royce either.
Oh, Tony's who told him to be his like second in command?
If I level with Tony and he gets out, then I can't win. I need him in the race. I feel like shit.
Oh, because they named Split the Black Thought. Okay. It all just clicked.
It's the only way he has a chance.
Yeah.
Hey!
Heyo!
That stone. It's all peeling and shit. Go long.
Well, now you gotta wrangle his Rugrats, bro.
What happened?
The phone.
Ditched their phones.
Yep.
The DNRs and the wire all died.
Any way to get ourselves ahead of the curve?
If there were some way to pre-wiretap the burners.
What then? Stick them on a rack and probably.
McNulty's thinking, I can't do that.
The problem is the wireless people. They claim it takes a minimum of 4 days to process a court order, and that's only after I had my office threaten to go public on them.
4 days to hit a couple of keystrokes. Bullshit. But what if...
What? Set up.
What?
No way.
No, you gotta, come on.
It's not the same fucking thing.
What? Damn it, what is it?
Director's like, can we get a cut of two people looking side to side? It'll be perfect, trust me.
Ain't no big mystery why your face got tattooed.
Can't talk to you like that. I seen his regular ass up the spot counting five. Yeah, probably pimped his ass too.
Listen, motherfucker.
Yeah, bitch. Touch me.
Oh, I wanna. Oh.
Suck ass.
Fuck these kids.
Hey man, I would have
Kids
taken
are horrible,
one good
man.
punch, bro. He needed that punch.
Can't punch a kid.
You can't even get away with it.
It would be dope if it was legal, though. I know some kids I'd just like punch.
Does he have a screaming pillow in
I
his
think
office?
Stinger's gonna have to kill Avon, bro.
Do you think he has a screaming pillow in his office?
I am too waiting for
What
this pillow.
call is he thinking about making? You trying to get rid of Avon?
Bro, at this point, I would take out Avon too. Like, I'm about to be. Avon's ruining the game.
Damn.
Avon is the game.
That's right, Marquetta.
Baltimore, Maryland.
What are you doing? What is he doing?
Western District Police.
What's he doing?
About to handle shit.
No, I can't put a name on him, but I seen him around. He's off the west side. He ain't no drug dealer. I mean, unless he's doing it on the QT.
By her.
Squeak.
Of course.
He knows her. He knows her well. He knows her.
Looking a lot better than I remember. I remember a lot about that girl.
No, God, Bubs.
Bubs, is there anybody west side you don't know?
Just citizens and shit.
They ain't citizens.
No.
For a discount on man.
Came past to apologize. Knew at this coaching thing and got us off on the wrong foot.
Motherfucker's memory weak as shit. We the one bailed out on him.
What?
Co-signing.
I'm here now.
Oh my God.
And you want me to sign off on court order taps on a bunch of phones that at the time I'm signing the order have not been used for any illegal activity whatsoever.
Damn, what's up ahead?
It's circumstantial PC at best.
Oh,
she hit it with the Sharon Stone.
She used her legs.
Straight basic instinct him, bro.
That just shows you
Playing them. She's like, I saved my legs for this shit.
Quite the legal mind.
And legs.
Buy you a drink?
Oh my God. Why are you freaking out?
Why did you push that guy?
Oh!
Was that
Wait.
I had no idea.
That was great.
I had no idea.
All the dick and ass shit he's been talking for the last 3 seasons.
Now it makes sense.
His name, Avon Barksdale, do anything for you?
Boing.
6 to midnight.
Supposed to be laying his head there. I need you to check that out and get back to me as soon as you can.
You got a CI, huh? You want to see if your man's creds are bona fide.
Run to my source, Barksdale's name's on the paperwork.
No shit.
You give me confirmation on that, call me back on the cell.
And he must have heard, Colvin must have got that from Stringer?
Maybe?
Yeah. CI or whatever the fuck.
What is your cup?
Pin Avon on some shit.
So you gonna give me these phones to sell?
Oh no, Bubs, please, for the love of fuck.
Is that Beanie Russell?
Looks like.
Wait, Beatty?
Season 2, yeah.
Get the trunk open.
It's like this was my last shot at a real life.
Sweet Beatrice Russell.
No.
They're gonna,
Bubs is gonna die.
what if somebody saw Bubs in that car?
Or his whole cart.
Yeah.
I hope, Major, these are not staged photographs you're showing us.
No, sir. No, Deputy. Found another approach.
Major Colvin,
I'm all ears,
presentation.
buddy.
I moved him off the corners.
God damn it. Don't be coy with me, Major. I can see that. What I want to know is how the fuck you managed to move them and where the fuck they are now.
Oh, God.
I began by identifying those areas of my district where drug trafficking was least harmful, proceeded to push all street-level dealing towards those areas. By rounding up all the mid-level dealers in my district, making them offer they couldn't refuse, I was able to...
You made them an offer?
Oh, fuck.
They couldn't refuse.
Like, you're the police, you can't be making...
Move their people to one of 3 designated areas where drug enforcement was not a district priority, or they faced the wrath of every able-bodied soul in my district.
Major, I don't understand. How were you able to
Jesus
effectively-
Christ, you nit. Don't you see what he's done? He's legalized drugs.
Actually, I elected to ignore them.
You lost your fucking mind.
In my office. Now.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
That's it, gentlemen.
The war on drugs is finished. Goodbye.
But he's taking it nicely.
Oh, God. Hey, what was his name?
Squeaks.
Squeaks.
Because of the sound that it makes.
That it makes.
He's talking about the...
Oh, you bitch!
I hate you so much!
Like, come on!
Guys, I hate her, but I'm kind of into her. I don't know what's wrong with me.
She looks like
what is wrong with
she
you?
looks like a young Michelle from Destiny's Child.
Michelle what?
Not Michelle, the other one. Fuck.
Kelly?
Kelly, yeah. Kelly.
Dilemma. That's the first song I ever got twerked on to. Dilemma.
Sister Squeak.
Lot of them bubbles.
How you been, girl? Been a long time. I can sell you one of these real cheap if you got use for the shit.
Smart. Go for Squeak.
Funny, you cocksucker, I gotta give it to you. A brilliant idea. Insane and illegal, but stone fucking brilliant nonetheless. After all my putting my foot up people's asses to decrease the numbers, he comes in and in one stroke gets a fucking 14% decrease.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Brought these. letters from community associations, ministers, business people. And they're all positive. They're all happy that the dealers are off the corners.
You think that's gonna save our asses?
I mean, it should.
Nah, I guess not, but I had my badge, that's all I got.
I might have your badge, Major, but not today. So if you have any vacation time, you're taking it now. Do not report for a shift until notified.
Yeah.
He's usually so loud, but him being quiet is kind of unsettling.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Drink.
Sun Reporter is aware of my deployment. I told him an investigation was pending. He promised to delay the article.
How long?
Tomorrow. A week, tops.
Hey man, I'm Gucci with it. That was a smart plan.
You're kidding, right? He did it without our knowledge. Well, that's worse. You're the commissioner.
Was the commissioner?
No.
Damn.
These are letters from people in his district.
Oh, bro, if Cutty gets wind of this?
Right.
14% reduction in crime in the Western. That's not an anomaly.
They're like, oh, it works. But so what?
14%.
These numbers.
Now, this thing goes wrong, no telling the damage. On this, you walk point. That's the way things work, Irv. You know it as well as I do. Thank you, Irv.
Ugh, I hate him.
I'll be over shortly to see the detailed plan on how this shit gets cleaned up immediately.
Why don't you just sit there on the other side of his desk, man? We'll let the mayor talk.
Call this shit something other than what it is.
Don't even think it.
He's like 40% though.
Could have been revolutionary.
I mean, they're doing it now. They're literally doing it now.
A standard track phone with 2, maybe 400 minutes on it gonna run you 150, 200 easy. I charge you an even 100. You clear 50 on each phone.
That's if and you can back them up with receipts. Gotta show receipts looking like they from different places, or I can't play.
Can we accommodate the good man?
Damn, Calvin, you know I got the bingo tonight.
They're playing it so well.
I know. Man, these dudes are stupid though. Like, you really think they're just gonna show you their whole operation? They don't even fucking know you.
I mean, they got the key though. They got this person works the computer and you don't know how it works.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's just obvious to us because we're watching.
I should know by now, and I don't want to be around a bunch of cocksucking facts, but I ain't gonna stop coming around and start what I'm going on. You might want to get the word out. For the last time, I don't know him. And I'm back tomorrow.
Jesus Christ. Beat this dude's ass.
We're gonna get stomped out in this club. We don't know who you're fucking with.
No.
Ayo, he heard all
knows
that.
Omar.
He heard all that. Or maybe you won't be.
Oh!
He about to get shot.
Just like that?
Yep.
Maybe I can help you?
Aww.
Brother Mouzone.
I don't doubt it for a minute.
You didn't hear what he said, Mouzone.
That's it? Oh, damn. That was fucking quick. What the hell?
This was good. This was nice to just see everybody.
Nobody should look at the picture.
Yeah, can you just close, get off that screen?
What happened to Bunk?
What do I do?
What happened to who?
Bunk.
Bunk, he just doing murder police shit, you know.
I didn't hear his opinion on Prez Belushi. I didn't hear his opinion on another.
Yeah, we haven't seen him.
Well, he got his hand on that police gun, so now he's probably taking day off.
He literally took a vacation.
Right.
The beginning of the episode was like crazy though. Like 2 dead bodies. People were like, houses were being like, taken down and everything. People, it was crazy.
Drug war.
Dropping, boy.
Yeah.
And it's all because of fucking Avon and Marlo. Like, they're the only one beefing.
Bro, Avon whipped out the fucking hand grenade. 30 meters, whatever he
Yeah,
said.
he's
Jesus
like,
Christ, bro.
he's high on like power right
He
now.
is.
Yeah.
Poor Devon got like murdered because of that.
thinking about that.
2 in the tits and 1 in the mouth.
Jeez.
I did not appreciate his response to Devon dying.
He just shoot it off like it was nothing.
Yeah, like he shrugged it off like, hey, somebody who was trying to help you and do something for you died, was murdered, and you...
Who shrugged? Oh, when he got whispered in the ear.
Yeah.
2 in the chest and 1 in the mouth is Marlo's calling card, it sounds like.
But he is upset though. He was like, you think like we're just gonna leave it at that? She got 2 in the tits and 1 in the mouth. Like he just kind of didn't want to show a big reaction.
I mean, I think he's using it as an excuse to continue the war.
Yes.
Stringer was like, "Hey, what if we calm down and go talk?" He's like, "Oh, but they."
I think this was like his way to get like eye for an eye, and then now let's like discuss at the table. Like we got, yeah. We even out the score.
And then Stringer called the cops.
I guess to Avon, the streets do mean something, man. He does want his name to ring out. I think that's they got in the game for two different reasons.
But what does that get you though? Like, what does like your name ringing on the street get you at the end of the day? It don't get you shit.
People want different things, man.
Like,
I guess people want different things.
I guess like whatever street. Like yeah, I mean we all can't agree with Stringer's like the good guy, but like he has a logical. It makes logically like. There's a game beyond this game. The reason you got in this game was to make the money that you need to get, so you go to the next part of the the next part of the game that's totally different. That could actually make you legitimate. It doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though, is that Avon's in it like he wants the power. When Stringer was like, "You shooting up dope without a needle," he's over there holding grenades and being hype about it. Like Avon wants to be a soldier. It goes to what like Colvin was saying when he was talking with
McNulty.
Carver, and he was just like, if we call it a war on drugs, eventually everybody's gonna start acting like soldiers. He's like, eventually you don't see corners, you see fucking occupied territory.
Mm-hmm.
And like some of those cops, like old boy with his arms crossed, Tony, he's there for the war. He's there for the shit. He didn't get into policing to be a community police. He's like, I got here to like knock heads and fucking take care of corners and shit. And then Avon's like, he didn't get into the drug game for the fucking money.
Right.
That was a side thing. He got into it for the legacy.
Yeah. But like the way they started was like, they're probably like broke kids and in the streets and everything to make money and to like live a good life somewhat. And like I feel like Avon is not seeing that anymore, but Stringer, he's making big moves, adult moves now. He's like, why do you want our names like ringing in these like streets where like we can like do better? It was like last episode too when McNulty and Kima saw that guy in the car. He's like, I love my life. He's like, why was I giving myself trouble for twice the amount of work? Like you're gonna get the same thing in the end. And like I feel like Stringer and Avon have found their end, but they're just making it harder on themselves.
Didn't they mention that Barksdale his father was doing the same thing?
Yeah, it's like family thing. It's family driven.
So I thought he like inherited. Like I don't think that Avon was ever in like a bad place financially, but I might be.
He
wrong.
might just not know a different life though.
Yeah, I remember them having a conversation though where when they were first starting out, Stringer was like, I want to build a business, and Avon's like, I want like the reputation. So I think they've always been at an impasse. That's why they work well together at first. But the further down the line, further down the goalposts you get, those differences become apparent and the detriment to one another.
Yeah. And if you, not everybody can see a way that, like, Stringer may be trying to go with all the money that they have. It's like, yeah, but really, are people going to know Stringer ever existed after a little while? But Avon, it's like when Prop Joe asked Stringer, like, have you ever heard of what's his name and what's his name? It's like sometimes when you put yourself out here in a way where you become literally a legend in the area for the next 100 years even, it goes farther. And to some people that means more. Like Chris said, legacy. It's like, I was here, I existed, as opposed to just somebody that made a bunch of money and no one ever knew really existed.
Look where I got Frank Sabaka.
Sabaka.
Hey, he ain't been name dropped once this whole season.
Yeah. I know.
Bunny's like convo with Herc in the office. Like he's like, who do you have looking out for
Carver.
you? Carver. Why do I keep doing that? Thank you guys. But yeah, he was like, who do you have looking out for you? Like, you're doing all this stuff, like blah, blah, blah. But like at the end, like, where's it going to lead you? And I thought that was like really good talk for him as well. Because I feel like his partner realized that too. He was like, all right, I'm going to start doing, like, call a report. I'm going to start doing things. I don't think he's realized like that there's more.
And now he's trying to be like an outstanding citizen in the community, which I thought was real cool. He's out there playing basketball, like teaching them.
I love that so much about him.
Yeah.
And like when he was letting them fight, I think it was more so him also testing the guy who just said, I want to teach these kids how to box. It's like, well, this is what you got to deal with. Like,
dude, I have no idea how Carv wrestled a bunch of like unruly kids to sit and be quiet as the others are playing basketball. Like, I don't understand how he managed to do that.
That's funny.
They're in timeout.
They're like timeout, like what? They're actually sitting the fuck down and not talking shit.
I think because they respect him. I think because like those kids see him like actually trying and coming out there every day, and then now they finally like just respect him. Like, all right, he is actually looking for better for us. So like, gotta show that respect back to him and actually listen to him. And I think that's what that one coach
was telling Cutty. Yeah, literally.
You gotta show them. You just gotta show up every day, and eventually they'll respect you.
Yeah.
Colvin's talk, I mean, it's another example of why he's a good superior officer too. He just told him like, you're bad police. Like, the actual policing part. And I don't know, when you think about it, We don't see that much, like the cops interacting with the community as they should. Maybe in some places, I know they've kind of started up doing that again, or maybe I'm just not in those circles. But you know, the cops should be involved more on what the fuck's actually going down on the street level.
I've had one working relationship with a cop back when I lived in Portugal on the west side. It was like junior high, and all my friends was like selling weed and shit, and I was the one who wasn't. But this cop loved fucking with me, and like he caught me stealing some shit once and was an asshole about it. But he was like every time we'd be like walking in a group, the cop would always stop me in the group. So all my friends would just have like weed and shit on them and like hella knives and shit and like money. And the cop would be like, hey! And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? His name was Scott. He's a bitch. And he was just like, he was like, you know, what are you doing out here? He's like, everything's all good? Like, you staying out of trouble? I'm like, yeah, well,
maybe he just really liked you.
No, man, he literally told me he'd knock my teeth down my throat if I ever talked to him like that again. He's a bitch.
It would be cool to see.
That's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird.
It'd be cool to see Carver though, like maybe leave the police and become some community leader. Or
maybe
something.
a Catholic priest.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know so much about a priest. I don't know. Gym coach maybe.
He doesn't do too well at the Catholic priest time.
Yeah.
Dennis did a good job with being patient because man, I would have knocked the teeth out of that kid too.
Me too, bro. Me too.
He's just being ridiculously in his face. And I'm like, fuck you. I wouldn't have bothered going back. But the fact that he went back and apologized to him, jeez, got him to come back. You know, you got to start somewhere.
I mean, I think Dennis too probably wishes he had people like him growing up. He's like, because like I guarantee you, he's probably a little shit talking when he's little, like Cutty and shit. You know, probably shit talk somebody and they're like, oh fuck you then, kid, I'm out of here. But like, you know what I mean? You wish you had that kind of role model around you when you were a kid. If you didn't have one, so maybe he's trying to be like that figure that he wished motherfuckers was around like he was.
I think so. And definitely he's killed someone for less. Like he's definitely killed someone for less than that kid did.
He knocked that chick's fucking whole entire demeanor out of her body. She's like, motherfuckers, leave me alone. He's like, blouse. Fuck. So yeah, like he's a hardened ass motherfucker and I think that, you know, he can let people shit talk him because he's like, man, you know, I've been here for 14 years. Like, well, I'm gonna let a little bitch like you rile me up.
Facts.
Is Brother Mouzone? Oh, sorry, were we even talking about that?
Why is he back?
I was gonna say, did he get called back, or is he back on his own accord to settle things with Omar?
He's back for Omar.
Because I thought there was like a mutual respect between the two.
Yeah.
Omar shot his ass last time he saw him.
But then when he shot him, they both realized that they had been betrayed. Mm-hmm. Now that Mouzone's out of the hospital, he was just like, I'm just looking for Omar. Like, I don't know.
I love that he's looking for Omar because if he wasn't looking for Omar, we would never have gone to the gay club. And if we've never gone to the gay club, we've never seen Rawls.
Rawls! Yeah. He's always calling people cocksuckers.
Constantly, yeah. That's his thing.
It's weird how it's not surprising. Like, you just like based off all the previous conversations.
I was surprised.
I was shocked.
I mean, I think in like hindsight, because he talks a lot about like ass and dick shit. Like, a lot. It's always so graphic.
Yeah, man, I wish they would have taken Bunny's initiative and ran with it and tried to adapt it in a way instead of just being like, all right, we got to cover our asses.
Yeah.
Got it all the way up to the political office to, what's his name, Royce?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say something, you know, I thought he was going to agree with the plan to kind of stage it as, oh, this was a new initiative we were doing, and like then the public would see that and they'd be like, oh, yeah.
Oh boy said, don't even think about it.
Yeah. But like, would the public have even gotten mad at that, or is it just the straight black and white statement of you made it a place where drugs could be done?
Do you remember how you felt when you saw that one night down in Amsterdam with people walking around?
Oh yeah,
Johnny was like, I'm a Viking. All right. So anybody who disagrees with Amsterdam and thinks it's bad, all they need to do is go down there and take one grainy black and white photo of somebody shooting crack directly into their asshole, put it in the newspaper, and Amsterdam's done, because it doesn't look good. That's it. It works, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And I love that it
Street
works.
corners doesn't look good either, so.
Right? Drug war don't look good neither, but a political statement here. America's very used to committing state violence. That's the one thing that we're good at. When the state does violence, it's like what it does, so that makes sense. Cops hopping out, busting people's heads, fucking people up. They're like, yeah, that's what we pay them to do. Cops being like, all right, you guys can do drugs over here as long as you don't hurt each other. No. No. Violence on TV, no titties.
Violence on TV, no titties.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if like they just said, it was unheard of 14% to go down within in the time frame they had. Like, and even with all those letters from the public, I don't think the public would care. I think the only people that actually would care is the politics who don't want it, is just want to play politics with it. Because like, if there's no drugs on your corner as a businessman or like a church, you're happy because you're not like, there's no distractions for what your goal is. And like, I don't know. I think that was all just politics. I think like normal people, like actual people who are always every day they're affected by drugs on their corners every day. I think they would want that because it clears it up, and you just take all that unnecessary violence out of your street on your corners and put it somewhere else. I don't know. I think that was just all politics.
Saying it didn't work. Like, it's not that it didn't work, and it's not that it didn't like bring down crime in the places where they were looking for it, but for you to just legally, as a cop, tell drug dealers and junkies, if you just do it here, here, and here, you're all good. It's not gonna look good if someone outside of Baltimore looks at that and like, basically, if the whole country were to do it, it's not gonna add up.
Yeah, like Chris said too, it's just the image of that dude like shooting crack, like right
Just
there,
right next to the
broad
reporter.
daylight on the open. That would have just fired up so many people, regular average citizens that can't think past what the whole entire mission long term is for it.
True.
They're just like, that's not okay.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
not
easy
okay.
to just not go there. Like, you just have to not go to those areas and you won't see it.
When states started making weed legal, it still wasn't federally illegal. So there were like cases where, it's still not federally legal, but at least the federal government has stopped. Like, there were times when like federal government was like kicking in the door of dispensaries and shit, like trying to stop it, but like they couldn't keep up with it eventually. So now like it's one of those situations where it's like, look, I know that each state has a right to make its own decision that it wants to make, but like until it's federally done, it doesn't make sense all around. So even if Baltimore was just like, or Maryland as a whole was just like, we're gonna have these like drug legal zones, the fucking feds would be kicking in the doors and they would keep doing it until they just exhausted it, and they'd have to like weather that storm and stick it through, because that's how it happened with weed in a lot of places.
Also, Bunny's idea is not all that great. Like, there are severe flaws to it, and me and Chris just watched this short video about like a neighborhood like this actually being a real thing, like a real experiment in LA. What was the neighborhood called? Something Row.
Yeah,
Skid Row.
We talked about that.
Yeah, and like that, they literally just keep the people there. They were even talking about how they like change the light bulbs to be like brighter when they walk outside, so they feel like they have to go back into hiding in their like safe zone. Like they changed so many things to make those people like.
But that wasn't the police that did that. Right?
No, but like the city okayed this experiment. It was like supported by
like
the city.
the dumpsters around Skid Row, like outside of Skid Row, have like locks on them.
Yes.
So people can't go there and dumpster dive, or like it's like a thing that it's like, we're gonna sequester all the homeless people here, but we're not gonna try to solve the homeless problem.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna sequester all the drug addicts here, but we're not gonna try to solve the drug addict problem.
Yeah, it's damn near segregation, like for like non-desirables.
Yeah, I mean, Bunny's plan definitely has holes in it, but I mean, her heart was in the right place. If it was backed properly, then it could have been good. But
what do you say? I'm a cop. I can move them or I can arrest them.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
That was good.
It's gonna be there. Okay.
Well,
why is McNulty thinking of Russell so much, by the way?
Russell?
Beatty. He keeps seeing her.
He saw her picture the other
Yeah.
episode. I thought he was getting ideas.
Well,
he's looking for love.
He's looking for love. He's looking for something beyond police work.
Yeah.
And he thought he had it with D'Agostino, but she's like.
What was that monologue he was giving about her? What was he talking about? McNulty with the zoom in?
Brain.
I don't know, that makes you think with your life, what are you doing? I should be running for some political office or getting money.
Yeah.
Like, makes you think what you do is bullshit. Gotta have a special key to go up to the elevator, permission to go get fucked.
I'm the smartest guy in 3 counties, but she's looking at me like I'm shit.
Right.
He's a breathing device for his dick.
I don't agree with like how she's treating him, but I mean, also you saw how he was treating the waitress and all that shit. But for him to know that, for him to be getting humbled like this, like, feels good. For him to know that like your smarts account for nothing if you can't, like, if you're not happy, like, who gives a fuck? Like, if he was happy with his life and he was content, then he wouldn't give a shit. He'd be like, oh, she wanna fuck me, that's on her. But
I also feel like he's just like way too hard on himself, because they're both intelligent and they're both knowledgeable in their both respective fields. and like they just like don't care about the same shit. Like he didn't even vote, and she works in that industry. I hate to call it that, but you know what I mean. Like the fact, like I feel like he's going too hard on himself by like comparing how inadequate he is next to her, because they're both professional in respective fields, but I don't know.
She didn't really give a fuck about his field though. Like he was at least asking questions about her work. She was just like, no comment.
Yeah,
about
I
what
mean,
you're saying
she didn't want to date. She wanted to fuck, and that's how she treated him. And like he wanted more, but like they took one dinner, immediately understood it's not gonna work out.
One dinner,
and that's fine. Like it just didn't work out. At least he didn't spend years on cultivating a relationship that wasn't gonna work out.
So what you've learned is, don't go to dinner, just give her dick.
No.
Well, he low-key ruined himself talking.
Maybe like if you like go to dinners and you clearly like end up arguing every time, maybe you shouldn't be together.
Can't argue if her dick's in your mouth.
Is probably factual.
I also said you can't argue if her dick's in your mouth, which I'm gonna stand by that statement.
What else happened? Hey man,
Stringer calls the police.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stringer out here snitching.
How you feel about Stringer, Pat?
Man, I don't like. I hate that he snitched, but I mean he's fucking with money now. And he's not getting the point.
We don't know if he snitched.
Yeah, well, yeah, we don't know if he snitched. But like, Avon's just not getting a point. Like, he's not getting the point of like, there's something beyond this. And if you can't see it, then at that point, I mean, you like if I was Stringer and I was the best friend with somebody like that, and if they can't see I'm beyond this, and you had to like get to the next level, like you want to take this person with you to the next level. But like, if they don't want to go, then they're gonna keep you down. Then like you're no better at the same point either. So like. You gotta cut ties.
It low-key reminds me of San Andreas, fucking CJ and his brother Sweet. His brother goes to jail at the beginning of the game, and you do all this shit. You fucking own a casino, you own like these several businesses, and come back, your brother gets out of jail, he's like, man, we gotta save Grove Street. You're like, fuck Grove Street, right? Fucking $1 million,
Bitch, I live in the hills now, like what are we talking about? Like if you want to save Grove Street, let's go open up a gym down there. And he's like, nah, bro.
Yeah, nope. AK-47s, kill the ballers.
Nice. It'd be like that.
Carcetti is definitely going to use this whole Hamsterdam thing to win the goddamn election. Because, like, why wouldn't he, right? Yeah. That's just like a card he has to play. It's good to see that he's struggling a little bit with, like, kind of backstabbing his only political office friend.
How's he backstabbing? I didn't get that.
Politics, man.
I didn't get like.
I guess he can't be forward with him and tell him what his plan is actually to split the black vote, you know, because he knows that running on education is not gonna let that guy win. And I don't know. As a friend, you would tell someone that.
Yeah, right. Oh. Royce is an incumbent.
So
mayor
all three of them are trying to run for mayor.
Royce is gonna have to rerun for mayor, right?
Yeah.
Because his term's about to be up.
Yeah.
Tony, the guy in his office, wants to go at him because he's like, I'm young, I'm black, I'm decent in the community, but he's running on education and he's not putting in like all the extra work. Well, we haven't seen him putting in extra work. It's been implied that he's not. Like I think Carcetti said.
He got
like,
stickers.
Yeah, Carcetti's like he's got bumper stickers in education. Like he's not gonna fucking do shit with that. And then Carcetti wants to run. But he knows that because he's a white dude in the city, that he's gonna have a real hard time getting a black vote. So he knows that if Royce runs and that Tony runs, they're gonna split the black vote, and then he'll be able to come in and get the majority of the white vote.
So I have a question with that. So I know like mayor is like the top to be like the top chair to reach when you're in a city. Like, but is there like a vice president to the mayor? Like, couldn't they both team up?
Tony offered that they team up.
Yeah, what do you say? He could be the president of the council and
council president.
Council president. So, I mean, I don't know how fucking civics work because I slept through that class. So.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but yeah, I was just like, why didn't they both just fucking team up? I mean, they're both.
There's no vice governor.
Yeah.
Right? Is there a vice governor? There's not.
There's not a vice governor.
Because Pat,
you're the mayor, you're the governor.
The VC.
Little finger be little fingering, man. He wants the power, I guess.
Right.
Or, I don't know.
Do you see how they saw this and they were like, I think he'd be a nice run for that Littlefinger character, huh?
Yep. I guess what's his name? What's his friend Tony? He's not talking to like white men in suits at dinner tables.
Right, yeah.
So
like every single thing that we've seen Carcetti do is like he's been plotting this for so long. He's been like stirring the pot. He's been taking all of his like little like Carcetti steps to do it. Like he's trying, you know what I mean? Like we see him like he's having like these extra lunches and these dinners and sitting around talking with people and like he's trying to do all that shit. And I know that the story's focusing on him, so we can't see what Tony's doing. But like it would be nice to know if like Tony was out there trying to put in work like that too.
You think he owns a secret brothel?
Oh my god.
With Ross in it.
And
man, guys, I have the worst feeling about Bubs. He's getting way too involved now.
I think he's alright.
I did think that it was obvious, maybe just to me, that like Lester and them, they're showing the whole operation to win their trust. Like, if Stringer or Avon knew that shit was happening, they'd be able to call it right then and there. But because the dude's a pawn or foot soldier, you can't see one step ahead.
Over-explaining is always...
All he does is the phones.
Yeah.
Like he's not a dealer or anything.
Yeah.
So, and now he's just looking. Fun fact, you see what my man is doing? He's trying to make an extra buck, right? Orlando,
same thing.
Trying to make an extra buck. It's like these motherfuckers that are like on the outside, and like they're just like, what if we got just a little bit more? Like I don't know how much money he's making in the game, but I know that if I worked for a drug cartel, I would do my job and only my job.
Yeah, that is true. But you know, also maybe they wouldn't be hurting for money if they were getting paid fairly. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what they need to do. If they paid everyone like good amount, I don't think these guys would be like doing stuff like that.
They clearly are not paying people shit, because if you remember like a few episodes back, Carv had to sit down the mid-levels and let them know that they need to pay out their little hoppers on the street.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is wild, because these motherfuckers got so much money they literally don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. They don't even get taxed.
And they were like, bro, how we get the safe inside of here even? He was like, bro, I don't know. I think we built the building around the safe, damn near. Like, we can't even get this money out.
The hoppers were displaced when Bunny made his move.
Bushy tail.
Bushy top.
Fuck. I tried.
It's alright, Jessica Jones.
All right. Are we done?
Yeah, guys, this was a great episode. Let us know in the comments.
2 more left, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
We're almost into season 4?
Holy shit.
Well,
There's only
next
14.
sit down, we're wrapping up this season, so.
We're over halfway done with the show. Damn.
Wow.
All right, y'all. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
What is up, everybody? I'm back. We're going to talk about The Wire 3x10, and I will also give you my thoughts on the previous 2 episodes. I've been away because these are a little hard to film for me as is, but I also got a new dog recently. You know what? Let me pick him up for a second. Come here. No. Wait. Come here. Yeah, come here. Wait. This is my baby doggy. This is my doggy. All right, you met him. If you want to know the story about the dog, just hit up the Discord, ask around. We've talked about him in a few episodes now, but I don't have a whole lot of time this morning, so I want to stay on topic. Honestly, the biggest things in the last 2 episodes, let's just talk about it. Stringer telling Avon the truth, and then nothing really coming of that. Avon, he's not cool with it, obviously, but he also recognizes that Stringer is like more than half the operation right now, because Avon, he's tunnel vision on Marlowe right now. So it was just crazy that Stringer, 1, told him the truth, and 2, nothing came out of it. In fact, Avon protected him when, oh gosh, I keep forgetting her name, but Dee's mom, when she came around asking, he protected him, he lied for him. So that was kind of crazy. The Sunday truce is broken, and Omar is pissed. And the whole notion of the Sunday truce is just interesting, because I had no idea that wasn't even a thing, but it makes perfect sense because here's the thing. The church is a big part of American life as is, but it's especially a big part of inner city life. If there's one thing even criminals can respect, it's religion. It's I guess Christianity. That would be the main religion in inner cities. But it makes perfect sense, right? Because here's the thing. We see all these systems that are broken around us. We haven't really gotten into the education system yet, but we all know what inner city education is like, in that it's not good. And, kids are fucking wild out here, man. They're hard to control. Even Cutty is trying to do some good, and he's having trouble with that. We'll talk about that in a second. But basically, when the systems of the government and the city, when they are unable to do anything for the community itself has to step in and do what they can and save who they can. And the church is a big part of that. There's youth programs, there's a Sunday school, there's all kinds of stuff that they're doing to reach out and try to help these kids and just the community in general. So it makes sense that the Sunday truce is like, hey man, I know we got beef, but if we see each other on Sunday, let's not. Okay? But you know what? That makes the murder statistic that much crazier, because it's like, over 300 murders in Baltimore per year. And there's 365 days in a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. There's 52 Sundays in a year. So if the Sunday truce holds, we can say 52 days out of the year are safe, which means that, so let me do the math real quick, that would be 313 days. So we have over 300 murders taking place over the course of 313 days, really, if the Sunday truce holds throughout the entire year, which I'm sure it doesn't. But that's even crazier. So that's more than one murder a day. That's insane. Hamsterdam is kind of falling apart. We'll just get to that in this episode because it pretty much did fall apart. Prez shot a black police officer, and it doesn't look good. And was it racist? Was it not racist? It's hard to say, because even Prez, when he was breaking down, obviously he didn't give him a warning, so it was a reactionary shooting, as police shootings all usually are, is reactionary. I kind of feel for him, he thought he was in danger. He saw some guy turn around with a gun. Unfortunately, it was a police officer, and the police officer was black, and even Prez was like, I don't think I reacted out of racism, but how do you know if that stuff is in your head or not? And so, I don't know. We're still kind of seeing what happens with that, because we just kind of left Prez boxed in. I know it was a really good cinematography there where the camera's like backing up and Prez is just sitting there alone in the room and he's just boxed in by his choices. Yeah, man, it's unfortunate. So anyways, let's get on to 3x10. Let's talk about it. And we're starting off right with the murder in the streets. And Mouzone, brother Mouzone is back. What's he up to? What's he back for? Obviously, he's looking for Omar, and I can't remember his right-hand man's name, but, he was just looking for Omar at the gay bar the whole time, finally got what he needed. But he's a very rude person. Obviously it played out exactly as Mouzone was gonna try to, sorry, my notes are all over the place, so this is gonna be a little kind of all over the place. But Mouzone, it played out exactly how he wanted to, but the most interesting thing about all that is we saw a glimpse of Rawls at the gay bar. Now, does that insinuate anything about him? No. Anyone can visit a gay bar. Maybe he was there with friends, or maybe Rawls swings in that direction, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I guess I don't know if prejudice is the right word, but I wouldn't expect a guy like Rawls to be gay, because he's, it doesn't even have anything to do with him being police, but just his attitude is so rough and tumble, and he's such a sharp kind of he's just a tough person to deal with, and I don't know, I just wouldn't expect him to be gay, but that hasn't been 100% confirmed yet. All we saw is him at the gay bar, which is interesting, but we don't know yet. I mean, obviously I know, but you guys don't know, so whatever. Let's talk about Avon and Marlowe. He is super fixated with this war on Marlowe, and now it's affecting the whole trade, and the co-op has gotten together, and they're about to vote Stringer and Avon out completely. So is this sit down gonna happen? Is this legitimately a thing that can even, Marlowe is a cold dude, man. You saw the way he killed Devon. 3 shots, that's a triple tap, 2 in the chest, and then he came 1 in the mouth. It was brutal, but I don't know if he's gonna sit down and just talk. I don't know. I think we might be well past the talking point, but if it happens, it happens. Obviously, he's been promised that he'll get to keep his corners, but I don't feel like Marlowe's the kind of guy that's just gonna leave it at a cordial conversation. You know what I mean? I feel like, obviously, the co-op wants business to just go as usual, as smoothly, without problems. But they might be being a little bit naive here, but then again, Marlo is such a quiet dude. He's like so under the radar that nobody really knows what this guy's all about. So is that gonna happen? I don't know. Oh, another really interesting thing in the beginning of the episode was just the sound design, because the sirens in the background are constant. Like, I don't think there was a single scene in the beginning and maybe throughout the episode, but like the sirens in the background are just constant, and it's just letting you know in the back of your head, like the violence is just ramping up, and it's non-stop. These police officers that are out on the street is non-stop. McNulty even did some quick math with Lester about how many people are in the police force and how many of those are in each department and how many are on the street and how many of those people might be good police according to McNulty. And it's just, obviously the numbers are spread very thin, and there's a war going on. You know, Snoop pulled up on those kids and he's like, hey man, there's a war going on, get in the fucking car. And it got me to thinking, because we're also talking about politics right now. There's a big election going on between Bush and Kerry, which was a really, really big election. And so I don't think 9/11 has happened yet. I think we're still pre-9/11. But in the last episode, McNulty was watching TV after his booty call, and they were showing the war of Guadalcanal. And it just got me to thinking about the street war versus our international political wars. Obviously, the government assists I don't know if runs the military or assists the military, but the government controls the military. And the military is full of soldiers that are just told what to do, where to go, who to shoot at, and they go do it. They follow orders. In the streets, you have your drug organizations, and then you have under them the soldiers, right? That's even like ingrained into them, that soldier mentality. You're in the street, you're a soldier for me. And they love that shit because it gives them a sense of purpose and a sense of meaning. And they are told what to do, where to go, who to shoot at. So like, what's the difference, right? This is essentially the same thing on a macro level. So it was an interesting kind of juxtaposition to consider between street war and a legitimate war, I guess. So the biggest problem the detail is having right now is we can't get wiretaps on the burners because there's no way. They're throwing them away too fast. And the telephone company itself can't do anything, even under the threat of like going public with their lack of help. The quickest turnaround is like a week. And that's not long enough. You know, they got the tap on Bodie's phone for all of like 30 hours. However, it was really smooth. Lester Smooth coming in with the undercover work, and Bowles coming in with the clutch undercover work. And it was so smoothly done. And there's always a weak link. But that's what always happens, right? No matter how big your organization is, there's always going to be a weak link somewhere. And we found it, and we're exploiting it, and Lester couldn't have done it more smoothly. And now we got the burners we needed, baby. So we're gonna see what happens with that. And Colvin was having a real tough time this episode. One of my favorite scenes was just him giving Carver just the truth of it. Like, hey man, you're police, but you kind of suck at it. You are terrible at your street knowledge, right? Carver and Herc. In fact, Herc is showing more growth because Herc snitched on Hamsterdam, but we'll get to that in a second. But Carver, man, he's all about busting heads. He's all about cleaning up crime. He's all about just, you know, and he's a good person. He cares because he helped, the mid-level drug dealers raise money for the hoppers so they're not just walking around Hamsterdam going wild like they got something to do. Carver cares. He does. But when it comes to police work, he only cares about busting heads and arresting people, and he has not created a relationship with the community, right? That's what real policing should be. We shouldn't be afraid of our police officers. We should know them as members of the community. I should be able to walk by a police officer and be like, oh yeah, it's that guy. He's real cool. He's always around doing his job and whatnot. But no, anytime, no matter who you are in this country, unless you're super rich and white, and you got not much to worry about. But for most people, even, you know, middle-class white people, like, bro, what is the feeling you get when you're driving and a cop pulls up behind you? What's the initial feeling? It's fear, it's dread, it's terror. That's not how we should be feeling about our police, man. You know, we should recognize the authority. We should recognize that they could fuck shit up if they wanted to. But it shouldn't go into our head that, oh man, that's probably the first thing that they're gonna do. And a big part of that, as a police officer, is you have to create a relationship with the community. Not even just for the fact of getting confidential informants, but just to create a relationship with the community. Walk down the street and say hi to the nice lady carrying groceries into her house. Help her with those groceries. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta. People need to know you as a productive member of the community and a person that they can count on. And Carver hasn't done any of that. Not a single bit of that. And so Colvin finally lets him know, and hopefully Carver listens now. It seemed like it got through to him based on his, like, you know, body language. He's like, shit, damn, he's right. But it was a really good speech, and I think Carver definitely needed to hear it, and hopefully that helps his character development. And like I said, on the other side of that, Herc completely rolled on Colvin, snitched on Hamsterdam. Reporters are there now. Colvin's barely hanging on by a thread, and it's time to tell the truth. And he does tell the truth, and it was about as rough as you could have expected, man. I think the funniest part was, like, Rawls was like, "You clever son of a bitch. We're all gonna lose our jobs and go to jail, but I gotta admit, you are a clever son of a bitch." But what I really also enjoyed about Colvin was Colvin just shouldering all of the responsibility of Hamsterdam on him, and he's like, "Hey, if you go after my people, I'm gonna come after you." And he straight up threatened Burrell, and I think that was really, really cool of him. And then obviously Burrell has to go tell Mayor Royce what the hell's going on. And this whole time, people are looking at the numbers and they're like, it is working. He did make it work, but obviously it can't go on. You know, it's illegal. It's not. It's like it's half working. The experiment of Hamsterdam is a success, and it is a massive failure. It is a success because it definitely did lower crime by 14%. But then, I mean, just look at Hamsterdam. We've seen enough glimpses of it. It's a bad place. And the reason is because it's so concentrated to a small area. But what if we decriminalize drugs across the whole city? Not in the sense that, hey, we're just going to let them sell illegally. You know, we're just going to let them do whatever they want across the city. But to decriminalize the arrests behind it. Like, if it's a small amount of drugs, that you won't go to jail forever because of that. And there are places trying this already. I'm not going to speak on whether it's successful or not because I haven't done my research, so I don't want to talk out of my ass right now. But I do wonder if it's successful. And even recently, Baltimore did pass some policies that are very Hamsterdamish. So there is something to be said about the experiment. It did work, kind of, right? Even Mayor Royce was like, man, if you could only call this shit something other than what it is. And his right-hand man was like, we're not going there. But anyways, that's Hamsterdam. That was the great experiment of Hamsterdam. Obviously, the order has been called to clean up Hamsterdam, so we'll see what happens in the finale. But that was season 3. Season 3 was all about Hamsterdam, and it was a very interesting experiment. And I wonder with more resources and approval and planning, if a Hamsterdam could work. If it wasn't just Colvin working on Hamsterdam, if the entire I don't know who would need to do it. I don't know if it was the police that would come up with it, but if we could make a legitimate Hamsterdam that's operates a little better, I don't know, man. I wonder if it could work. Let's talk about Cutty, and then we'll finish off with Stringer. Cutty, he's trying his best. He's trying some new things. He's trying to get a boxing ring open. And I think this is really positive. You know, Cutty is part of that equation of like, hey, I've been through the system. I've been to jail. I've even tried to legitimize myself, and I can tell you every system I've come across is broken. So now I got a shoulder responsibility on myself to help my community any way that I can. And he's doing that with his boxing ring. He wasn't able to legitimately get one open because it's just another game. Like, hey, you want to open up a business? Okay, well, you're gonna need this, this, and this, and you can only do it in this spot, and with this spot you're gonna have to pay these there's just so much involving what he can and can't do. And the dude is like, bro, I'm just trying to help some kids, I'm just trying to get a boxing thing going, so fuck it, I'm just gonna go make my own somewhere, and you can find out about it when you find out about it. He's doing what he can, and obviously the kids are really tough to handle and deal with. Because they don't have father figures in their lives. And that whole soldier mentality, that whole need to be tough is just ingrained into these kids. They can't show weakness. And so sometimes these kids act disrespectful, not because they're trying to be disrespectful, but they're being disrespectful because it's like, it's cool, right? They want to show their friends that they're on the same side as them, or they're tough, or they don't need this person's help, they can do it on their own. And so I don't feel like those kids were being disrespectful to Cutty because they just wanted to be. I think it was just like that group think within the kids, and it was just a cool thing to do in that moment. But Melvin Williams coming in, giving him some advice, and he's like, or I'm sorry, not Melvin Williams, but the other boxing ring instructor giving Cutty some sound advice to just stick with it. You got to show these kids you're not going to go anywhere, because that's the thing with these kids is like their dad's likely left, right? They don't have a father figure in their lives. They're probably being let down at school. They don't have much of a social life aside from being in the game. They're around drugs and violence all the time. They got friends probably dying all the time. And so they're kind of cut off from the world, man, because they've experienced so much pain that they've just kind of walled themselves away from that. And so you really got to try much, much harder with these kids than anybody else, because they're going to want to know, hey, how long are you here for? Do you really give a shit, or are you just going to leave in a couple days? And I'm gonna try your patience to see if you are really here to help me or not. And so I think Cutty's doing what he can. Obviously, the kids came back, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Cutty is finally on a positive track. He's left the game behind, and this is a new beginning for Cutty. So I'm proud of him for that. McNulty's love life is not going so well right now. He really wanted to like that chick, but it's obviously they're from two different worlds. I don't know, man. Not really much to say there. I don't want to burn a lot of time talking about McNulty's love life. It is what it is. But let's finish off with Stringer. Stringer is being pulled in all sorts of different directions. He is the leader of the Barksdale crew now. Avon was gone long enough, just enough for Stringer to kind of take control, right? In season 1, we knew who was on top, and that was Avon, and it was clear that Stringer was the right-hand man. But now it's kind of flipped. Stringer is seen as the leader within the co-op. He's running the meetings. He's seen as the number 1 dude, and now Avon has kind of taken the back seat to be the number 2 dude. And String is having to deal with everything that's going on within the game, the street game, and also the real estate game. Because the real estate game is just that. It's a game, man. And politics, Carcetti being groomed to come into this running, and now they're telling him, okay, if you're going to run for mayor, you're going to have to do this, this, and this, and your friend is going to have to stay in the race, and then when it comes time, you're going to have to stab your friend in the back so that you can benefit from that. And again, it's nothing personal. It's just politics. It's not politics. It's a game. It's all just games, whether we're talking about politics, whether we're talking about real estate, whether we're talking about the actual game. Dude, I feel like our society is just one game on top of another. Because here's Stringer trying to buy his way into what he thinks is a legitimate business. And he's coming to find out, oh man, it's not so easy. It's just another It's just another game. Chill out, man. So I just, that's life, man. I feel like life is just one game on top of another. So anyways, that is 3x10. Sorry, my thoughts were a little disorganized on this one. My dog is whining and he needs to go out now, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm definitely not gonna miss the next episode because it's the finale and it's a big one. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're gonna find out. And yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, share, check us out. See you next week. Peace out.
Thanks for watching The Wire with the Normies. Check us out on Patreon for early access and uncut content. Special shout out to our super patrons Doppelganger, Clayton, Harry Mac Fan, Exploring Dylan, Dane, Mr. Momus, Joe, Daniel, Yusuf, Kadim, ZJP, and Keyboard Junkie. We will see you all next time.